Hello and welcome to Dice Jesters. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And Dice Jesters is a merry and whimsical board game podcast where we like to dive deep into games with curious minds and, of course, a jester's grin. We feature 10 by 10 challenges where each season we commit to playing at least 10 games, at least 10 times, maybe more. But today we'll be discussing our resummoning of Bruges and our new plays of Through the Desert, and give you an update on the game that's facing the Jester's Gambit, which is a feast for Odin. But first, Dave, I have a query for the court.
I'm excited.
Look at that. You like how I sang? Usually you're the one that's like, huzzah!
With all the trumpets and...
Yeah, with all the trumpets.
all the sound effects. I may be going overboard, but that's okay.
You know,
as long as nobody's uncomfortable.
The face you make is so silly sometimes. I mean, we have Lupin in the background, just doing Lupin things. Okay, I was going to say that. I was just going to say doing Lupin things. But this query for the court comes from the Wellbeing Gamer, and he asked a two-part question. So the question starts with, what's the most random location you've played a board game in? And then, what location would you most love to play a board game in? So... I think, do you want to do it based off of where we've played board games? Or...
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah. Do you want to start with yours?
The most random. I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think, too. Didn't we play Hive outside or something? That would be the most random.
Yeah. We brought it along with us to, it was at a restaurant.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And we just busted that out.
Yeah, we just played it.
I don't know. We're not very...
We're not very adventurous, funny. I guess.
Yeah. Well, we play a lot of... Here's the thing. We play a lot of games at home. Mm-hmm. And then we've gone out a couple times to play games elsewhere, like a board game cafe. That's a common spot for us.
Yeah.
But we also go on random adventures where we'll just hop in the car and drive somewhere. Like the beach. We like to go to the beach. We like to go walking through the woods. You know, we like going to lakes. We go on adventures
where I'm driving down a road that's definitely not a road, and I go, looks like I got us into a sticky situation again.
We like to go bird watching. No.
We don't technically go for bird watching. There just happens to be birds in the area.
So I would say that when we go on adventures, we're not thinking, oh, we're going to go to this random place and play a game there. We would just play it at home. Personally, but on the off chance that we do feel like playing a game, like Hive is one that we haven't talked about Hive on the podcast before, but we've played that a few times. I'm way better than you at that game, apparently.
No, I figured it out because remember I said, oh, it's like chess. And you're like, how?
Well, yeah, it's very much like chess.
Yes, but yeah, I don't know. There's not a most random. There's maybe more unique places, like more unique than our kitchen table and our foldable table.
Oh, I know. I can answer the question where I've played the most random board game.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The most random place because, you and I haven't gone to weird places to play games yet, but one time I did a board game meetup group, or I met up with a board game group at a New Seasons, which is a grocery store chain, at least here in the Northwest. Do you have that where you're from?
No. Okay,
so I was like, I saw the invite, or I found it on the meetup app, and I was like, this can't be real. The New Seasons? And sure enough, I show up, and there's this whole like dining area, their cafe, and people are hanging out playing Power Grid. And I was like, that was the first time I played Power Grid was at a grocery store, believe it or not. So there we go. At least I have one, feel good knowing I have one random story to share.
I love that. I truly don't have a random story for this one. I'm sorry. I feel like usually I'm the one with the interesting...
How about like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or chess or anything from your childhood? Mancala?
No. Mancala was usually just played on a bedroom floor.
That's pretty random.
It's not.
I don't know. That's pretty normal, I guess.
My sister and I played Sorry all the time. I was very good at Sorry. You're like, how does one be very good at Sorry?
Yeah, you just roll the dice and move. There's nothing, no influence you have upon the decisions.
No, Sorry's a card game.
Oh, is it? I'm thinking of Trouble.
You're thinking of Trouble. Yeah. I don't like Trouble.
With the Pop-O-Matic?
No, see, that bothers me. That freaks me out. I don't like it.
The Pop-O-Matic does?
Yeah.
I feel like more games need the Pop-O-Matic.
Anyways, the question wasn't what games need the Pop-O-Matic. And then the second part is, what location would you most love to play a board game in? Hotel Transylvania.
Like the movie with Adam Sandler and...
No.
You say Hotel Transylvania?
I guess I did.
Or you mean the Transylvania Castle?
Yeah, that. Thank you.
I'm just imagining Adam Sandler and like all the characters from that movie.
I've never seen that movie.
The weird voices and stuff.
No, I want the castle. That's where I'd play it.
What game would you want to play there?
Monopoly.
What?
I'm joking. What game would I want to play there? The Bloody Inn. That'd be cool. Fun because especially if it's a night that you're staying, you never know.
Maybe like a vampire themed game, or they have Fury of Dracula or Dracula versus Van Helsing.
Oh, yeah, that one's a good one.
Yeah.
No, or maybe like something more soft-hearted, like Hive.
Well, I'll be in charge of planning our board game excursion.
Okay, well, this is
your answer.
This is my answer.
There's no such thing as a wrong answer.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Where would you like to play?
Okay. Not one location, but I want to take us on a world tour where we play games at the location where the games take place. Okay, ready? We play Carcassonne in Carcassonne. We play Castles of Burgundy in Burgundy. We play Bruges in Bruges.
We play Talinkalink in the Philippines.
And we play underwater cities underwater.
You didn't even ask what Talinkalink was.
What is Talinkalink?
You want to get your ankles.
What?
Okay.
What are you talking about right now?
It's not a board game. We don't have... Well, I don't know. From what I have seen, I have not seen a board game in the Philippines on the specific island that my family is from. But that doesn't mean that they don't exist. But they do have different types of games. So they have a very intense form of jacks. Very intense.
What is it, like physically intense? Or...
Yes. Yes.
I'm getting scared by the way you're looking at me right now.
I should show it to you sometime. I don't think you could pass the 4th round.
What? Me? Like personally?
How do you play jacks here in the States? It's the ball and the...
You bounce the ball, you grab the things. And
do you just grab as many as you need? Or how does it work here? I know it's different.
I don't know.
Oh.
It's been...
Here, you bounce the ball up, right? And then you grab as many as you can and then catch the ball before it comes back down.
Yeah.
That's how it's played here. In Philippines, completely different.
How so? Is there like violence involved? Or what? You make it sound like it's some...
Okay,
super
well,
scary.
It's because it's hard to show. You know what? We'll record a video. Oh, we don't have jacks. We'll get jacks from the dollar store. And then I'll record a video, and then we can like put it on our Patreon or something.
Okay, yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, because it's interesting. Anywho, but Talinkalink is this game where you take bamboo sticks, and you need 2 friends to play it with. So you're in the middle of it.
What if you don't have 2 friends?
In the Philippines, you always have 2 more friends. Just go over to the next door neighbor. You have friends.
Okay. I already have friends there that I don't know of it.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. You have like a whole island of friends. You have my family and my goats.
And your chickens.
And my chickie poos.
And the random dog that is wandering around.
I have multiple dogs. Okay. Anywho. So you take these 2 bamboo sticks and you tap them twice on the ground and then you click them together. And the person in the middle has to jump out on one leg and then bring their other leg out and then jump back and then bring their leg in and then jump out on the other side and bring their leg out. And they have to go back and forth, back and forth. And if you don't do it right, the bamboo sticks crack on your ankle. It is one of the worst feelings. It is worse than the skip-its here. Yeah, you all have you know what a skip-it is.
Skip it,
yes.
Yeah. Or was there a song? I'm thinking Bop It, Pull It.
Yeah, you're thinking about Bop It.
But no, the skip it where you like...
You put it around your
commercials
ankle.
Commercials from the 90s. And
yeah.
I had one of those.
Have you had a razor scooter?
Oh, where those hit your ankles?
Yes.
No worse
Imagine
feeling.
That, but worse.
Oh.
Because you're going to hit on both sides of the ankle.
Sounds like... Should we do a 10 by 10 challenge of Twinkie Link? No, that sounds beyond the scope of my physical capabilities. Anything that requires me to move fast. I go about life at a very slow pace.
I'm really good at it too because, I'm like the honorable grandchild or whatnot. So then they're like really nice to me. They don't hurt me.
Yeah. They give you an extra 5 seconds. I have a feeling they would not be so nice to me.
But yeah,
that sounds fun.
So thank you, the Wellbeing Gamer, for your question. If you would like to send a question, just like this person did, feel free to email us. Our email does start with the word the, so it is thedicejesters@gmail.com. Or you could send it through Instagram the same way he did, and our Instagram is dicejesters. Just let me know that question is specifically for the query of the court. So I can ask Dave here. Yeah.
Well, why don't we jump into our Tales from the Table this week?
So, we have resummoned
Yes.
Bruges.
Which tends to be a game that you talk about a lot as one of your favorite
Bruges
games.
Because I love the art. I love that there's a jester. There's some interesting characters in it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you looked closely at the cover? Sometimes I don't really pay attention to artwork or things like that on the box, but there's a lot of like odd characters. There's a jester on the bridge with somebody playing the flute, I think, and then
the jester is playing the flute.
Oh, the jester, and then there's someone chilling, like selling something. There's people in the windows.
Yeah, there's like a lady.
Yeah,
I think she's holding like a basket or something.
Yeah,
it reminds me of like the Renaissance Fair. That's why I like it so much.
So if people don't know what Bruges is, do you want to explain briefly what the game is about?
Yes.
Like, what isn't it about?
No, I'm like, I don't know how to explain games. I really know how to play games.
Do I take a stab or you?
No. Let me.
You
take
can do
this
it.
journey.
I believe in you.
I could do it. Okay, so Bruges is a game that's similar to San Juan. Yes. You're like, no, pretend that they don't know what that is. I'm like, this is why you explain it. Anywho, so Bruges is a game where you get different colored cards. So the cards have characters on them, and then the back of the cards are designated with different colors. I believe there's 5 different colors.
Correct, yeah.
There's purple, yellow, brown, red, blue.
Yes.
And the colors mean something. So they're not just colorful, they mean something to you. You start with 5 cards, and then you use the cards for actions. So you can use a card for money. So if you roll the dice. So you roll dice, and then the dice designate 6 through 1. These are D6s. Yeah, here we go. And then you could do different things. So you could either build a canal, you could build a house, you can lay a person down, you can sacrifice a person for money and or tools, and then
The lay a person down, sacrifice a person. None of these are violent acts within the game. You're putting a person into a house.
You told me to explain it, okay? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very violent game.
This is fantastic.
Anywho, you can also use the person of which you discarded. There you go.
Well, that still
to get
sounds
rid of a threat. And if you get rid of a threat, you can go up the point.
Like prestige, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's the prestige thing, yeah. So, yeah, you're basically playing with this hand of cards, and you just kind of choose what you want to do with them.
Yeah, Stefan Feld game.
Yeah.
Classic.
Yeah, it's great. I love the art. I want to live in it.
The art is really, Michael Menzel. I don't know if Michael Menzel illustrates a lot of games these days, but I really like the art style. I can't remember off the top of my head some of his others. I know that there's several I've played, but it kind of has that, almost like how Clemens frames with like Agricola and some of those other games that he illustrates. It just brings you back to simple times. I don't know. I like the old school Euro designs, and this gives me that feel.
Yeah. I like anything that looks cute.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a pet in this too, right? I think there's a pets expansion for it.
Wait, there's pets?
Yeah.
Why don't we have the pets expansion?
Well, the game is out of print. I can try to see if I can find it on eBay or something. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Is there a cat? Is there a little jester cat named Lupin?
There should be.
There should be. Oh, why don't we just make a card? Let's just make a card. I have a Cricut and a printer.
Oh, we can make it
and
for
I can
the
draw,
game. Okay,
yeah.
that sounds fun.
Yeah. I could draw it on Procreate. I can add Lupin, I could draw similar art style. Yeah. You watch me, I'll do it. If I ever find time.
So this was a game we played in our Season 2 10x10 challenge, and we've talked about quite a bit since we played it, and is out of print. It's difficult to find. I found a copy at some point. They've re-implemented it with Hamburg, and I was excited to get this back to the table so that we could play it some more. So I looked at our stats, and we've played this game now 20 times. So we replayed this 3 times for this resummoning, and ever since we've played this game for Season 2, we have played a lot of other games. So how would you say your perspective has changed at all, if at all, replaying it these few times? And by the way, you've won this game we played it 21 times. I'm sorry. You've won 16. I've won 5. So you're very good. So do you want to share your secrets and how your perspective has shifted?
My perspective from the times you won to the time I just went heavy with it changed because when I first started, I was in the mindset of, do the canal. And so I would play the people who were worth 0, you know. Wow, that sounds terrible. The cards that were worth 0. They're people.
You're just a nobody. They're people too. Okay.
They are people. But there's cards that are worth 0. I would play the cards, there we go, that are worth 0. And then I would fill my area thinking that mattered in some way. But I soon come to find out that it didn't matter as much. It mattered for the majority, but the majority was only 4 points, right? So I'm okay with telling you my strategy, David, because you will not perfect it. Because you get distracted by the canals.
I have to complete them.
I know, it's so funny. It's your rats.
Well, there's literal rats in this game, too.
Yeah, there is. And I stopped worrying about those. I forgot what they're called.
The threat markers, yeah. Of which there's 5. Yeah, there's one for each color, so that makes sense. I know, and some of them are pretty scary. And some of them are chill. You're like, I don't have money anyways for you to take away. Because I spent it all on cards. Yeah, people who spend it on people. Oh my god.
But so what I would do is I would use my turns to lay down the cards that cost 9 or 12.
Yeah.
And then I would spend the other cards to get the coins needed to lay those down. And yes, they were a 9 or 12, making them 3 or 4 points. But I had very many categories that they had to fit into before I laid it down. So it had to be a high scoring card and or very helpful to my high scoring cards. And then the next thing that I had to be was something that's automatic. I never lay down a non-automatic infinity thing. If you had noticed, my hand was always the infinity symbols.
Okay, yeah, you only lay those down.
Yep.
You don't go for the ones where you have to pay a worker of a certain color to activate it once per round.
Yeah, that's too much work.
Or the instant bonuses.
Yeah, no, I don't go for instant bonuses.
Yeah, because it's like one and done. You get it. And then there's the end game ones too. So
those ones, I do some math in my head before I decide on those ones. Because those ones are very particular. So
I want to know, like, why am I so terrible at this game? Because it has things I'm normally really good at. It has tableau building. It has some tactical elements of trying to get some quick points here and there. It's a Stefan Feld game, and I tend to be good at his games. You know, look at my track record. It speaks for itself. We've played a lot of it, except for you were really good at Aquasphere.
It's because I got to chase you around a circle.
Yeah.
It gets me so excited.
But the other ones either, like, I won, or they might have been 50-50, but I'm never, like, really bad at a Stefan Feld game. I don't mean to gloat. I mean, I'm not that amazing of a game. Like, I try my best. But this is one, for whatever reason, you just always get ahead. I don't know if it's because I'm focusing in the wrong places. And what I do, and one thing I love about the game are these majority markers. So at the end of each round, there are 3 majority markers in, if you have the majority in Canals, you've moved the furthest up this reputation track, or you've placed more people in your neighborhood than the other person. At the end of a round, you will flip that over for that category that you have the majority, and that's worth 4 points at the end of the game. Once you've gained the majority, you can never lose it. So the other person can get the majority at a different round, but once you've gotten that, then you can kind of try to do different things. So in the beginning of the game, I will try to get all 3 of those majority markers. I'll like try to get one more canal than you, or I'll try to get one more person than you, or try to move up one space on the track. I'm like, okay, there's my 12 points. Now I can chill and focus on one area.
But how often did you get 12 points?
Once.
Once?
Yeah.
And yet that was something you continued to chase.
I don't want you to have the majority because you're already doing so well in the game.
So you have distractions in this game.
I do.
It's the canal.
I can identify some of them. The canal, building that out, they're good for end of game scoring, but they don't really give you any kind of ongoing ability. So it doesn't, like, you're just spending money to put those in. You get 3 points. So you have 2 canal sections that you can build on both sides of this player marker that you have. When you get to the third spot, it's worth 3 points. If you get to the end of your canal, then you get a statue, which is diminishing in value, but the first one's 7 points. So right there, if you complete one canal, that's 10 points. But then you get into the threat markers that come out. And there are 5 different types, and they do terrible things. They'll make you lose all your money. You'll have to destroy a house. You'll lose points. You'll get rid of a person from your neighborhood. Like, all that stuff can happen to you. And that's a little bit of a distraction for me. And one of the things you can do is discard a card of a particular color from your hand to get rid of one of those threat tokens of the matching color, get a point, and now you don't have to worry about that. But I also found throughout our 21 plays that you can actually kind of use that threat thing to your, I guess, benefit, but also help shape like the decisions that you're making in the round. Like, oh, is it worth it? I have 2 threat markers for the yellow category, which is money. You'll lose all of your money if you get the 3rd threat marker. And by the way, you get the threat markers by rolling dice at the beginning of the round, and if it's a 5 or 6, you get a threat marker of that color. So, do I want to waste a turn to get rid of one of those threat markers and get a point, or just find a way to spend all my money so if I get that 3rd one, I'm not going to have to discard any money. It's null. So, I kind of tried in the later rounds to work around the threat markers and not have them affect me as much. I still lost, but my perspective shifted over like this is something that has to be taken care of to maybe I can find a way to make it not a bad thing.
I feel like you're paying too much attention to the threat markers.
Don't pay any attention to them, you see.
I never do. Do you not see that I'm like laughing when we get the threat markers? I throw them back and forth.
You're shattering my reality right now.
Okay, here we go. What I view as your distractions. Threat markers was one of them. The canals was the other. And the quick bonuses or I don't know what they're called. Quick actions.
Okay.
So you put lower cards on your houses because they have either an immediate action or you just have a pile of that specific like color to use those to activate those cards.
Yeah.
And then this is where you kind of get dominion on me, right? You build this little like tableau, right? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's a tableau building game.
And you're like, I use this action to get this colored workers so that I could use this to activate this one, and then this one allows me to activate this one, and then after activating this one, I get more of this, so then I get to activate this one. I'm like, all right, so you activated 4 separate ones that did nothing other than convert color so that you could use one that you already had the color for, but you decided to make it this long train for some reason.
You know what? When you put it that way, it makes it sound like this is my hamster wheel. I'm just spinning round and round, but not going anywhere.
That's what I'm saying, because it's like the festival cards in Dominion. When there's a festival on the table, when you randomly, I'm like, great, we're going to be sitting here all day for no reason. You're like, and a festival, and then this, and this, and then you're like, yes, and now I will get this free card.
Yeah, after all that, I'll get like 5 points. No, that's fair. Yeah.
So then, in doing so, those are only worth 1 point. So if you notice, I tend to have less of my area built, but my points will always be higher than yours.
Because you spend the time to wait to play a better card.
Right, it's called patience.
I throw it down. Anything I can afford. I'm like, I'm not going to... I get a 9 card in my hand, a card that costs 9 coins. I'm like, nope, not going to happen. But I have this one that only costs me 3, or this one that's free. I'm going to throw that down.
See, it's the free ones. It's the free ones. Those ones are the ones that made me lose, because I was just like, oh, look at all these cards I have. But then you get to the point where you are like, oh, I have no points.
It's true. And every game I feel like I'm doing well. You still pull ahead at the end. I'm like, how did you do that? I did everything. I completed my canal. I got all 3 majority markers. I got more people in my neighborhood than you. And this one gave me an endgame scoring bonus that gave me a few points too. And I'm like, how did you even do it? Did you cheat?
No, I didn't cheat. I feel like at this point in my board gaming journey, you should notice that the quieter I am, the more I'm allowing you to quote unquote concentrate, because I know I had already won.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? So you and I were playing a game last night, right? I got real quiet when I was watching you. I didn't complain about how long you were taking. I didn't say anything. I just sat quietly and I was like, oh, okay. And then you were like, oh, it's your turn. And I was like, oh, okay.
You're just watching the hamster in the cage running around the wheel.
And then Anytime I am like losing or you do something I don't like, I'm singing along to the music, or I'm like dancing, or I'm like, oh, that's what you're gonna do? Or like, I'm like, why don't you go here? Like, I'm being very helpful.
What odd cues to pay attention to? Oh, is she singing and having a good time? It means that she doesn't like what you're doing. Is she quiet? Then it means that she's happy with what you're doing. It doesn't make any sense.
Like, is she side-eyeing my hand on what I just grabbed? That means she's going to come back in full force of something and I just messed up.
No, you know what I have found, though? Anytime you give me quote-unquote advice, like, oh, maybe you should think about doing this instead. Like, you're never trying to help me out. It's always... No. There's always ulterior motives. It's to your benefit. You're trying to swindle me into...
I do help you. I do. Because it's something you need. It helps both of us. It's not just a help myself. It's a help you, help me, help you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see?
Well, I had a lot of fun replaying Bruges, even though I lost all of the rounds. And the question is, will this one be promoted to the shelf of Jester Cheer? Because it's been at least a year.
Yes.
We came up with this cool award process. So if we've played a game through a 10x10 challenge, kept it for a year, and then replayed it, after a year, and we still would like to keep it, now it raises in status to the shelf of Jester Cheer. So is Bruges one of those games that we will keep and promote?
Yeah. I feel like we really have to have the shelf.
Yeah, I imagine it being like gold. But see, now where it is at the shelf of Jester Cheer, what's the next level beyond that? I guess we'll find out. Because it'd be cool to have at the top, there's like trophies and...
Yeah, because we have the 2 more pillory ones
in
our shelf. So the bottom can be the ones that are waiting. And then the next one will be like the 3rd place,
Yeah.
And once it has the longevity of 3 years, it could go on the gold shelf.
Yeah. But what's the highest it could get to?
The Jester's Court.
The astral plane of...
The astral plane of jugglers.
Yeah. So thank you for playing that game with me again. And I would like to transition from a game that I'm terrible at to one that I'm really good at in comparison to you. So I called this our newcomer to the court. But the truth is that we played this game a while ago. Mm-hmm. We had intended for this to be part of our Season 2 10x10 challenge. But we got through it really fast. And we were like, I feel like a game on this 10x10 challenge should take a little bit longer to play. So we put it on the shelf, enjoyed it at the time, and we're like, let's bring that out. And that's Through the Desert. So Through the Desert, and I'll take a stab at this one. So Through the Desert is a game by Rainer Knizia, who's, I believe, the most prolific game designer of all time. He's really known for games like Lost Cities, Ra, Amun-Re, a whole bunch of others, like Tigris and Euphrates. He makes a lot of auction games like Modern Art and Medici. And he also makes these abstract tile placement kind of games that Through the Desert falls into. And I believe it was designed in the 90s originally. It's been reprinted. We have the one by Z-Man Games. I can't remember who republished it within the last couple of years or so. But there's a new version out that has slightly different artwork, smaller box. It's all a great game. And it has these pastel-looking camels. And it's an incredibly simple game. What you do is you place camels out on the board. Each player has, I think, 5 different colors. So you have a camel leader, and at the beginning of the game, you each are going to go back and forth or around the table if it's more than 2 players, placing your camel leaders out on the board. And then every turn after that, you'll be placing 1 camel to start, if you're the starting player, but then after that, everybody will be placing 2 camels of the same color or different colors, and you'll be extending these caravans around the board. And you can connect to oases, which give you points. You can cross a river, which gives you points. There's point tiles to actually pick up. And then at the end of the game, you get points, a 10-point bonus if you have the longest caravan of a given color. And then you'll get points if you can manage to section off a piece of the board that becomes inaccessible to other players. You'll get like all the point bonuses within that section, but you'll get 1 point per hex that's in that section at the end of the game. So to me, it kind of feels like, yes, it's an abstract camel placement kind of game where you're literally just putting camels out and trying to collect all the bonuses and section parts off and get the longest caravan. But it almost has like, I don't want to compare this to a Stefan Feld game because they feel very different, but this game, for being abstract, has a lot of different ways to get points, like collect those little chips, like getting the end game things. And so you get to the end of the game and your points are like in the 100, like 100, 150, like I think that's my top score. So I like that it's abstract, but then it has this point aspect where you're trying to like get these short-term things and then build a long-term strategy. But I don't know what it is about this game. Like, this is one that every time we play it, we have played it now 20 times. So we played it 10 times originally. We replayed it 10 more times.
Yes.
I've won it 16 out of those 20, and you've won it 4. So I just want to know what your perspective of this game is after 20 plays.
So I tried different strategies in this game. I tried putting the same colored camels next to each other. Like, I saw that you would lay yours down, so then I would try to lay mine down of the same color to hopefully block you or prevent you from going anywhere. That didn't work. I tried to shorten the game. That didn't work. Which is really odd that didn't work. I really thought that was going to work.
Oh, yeah, because the game ends when the whole pile of camels of one color is gone, and you try to just rush that.
Yeah. So I tried doing that. That was a 4-minute game.
That was a 4-minute game. So fast.
Yeah, I tried doing that, and then I tried minding my own business. I tried everything. So that's kind of what I was discussing with you when we were out on our late night walk after, our gaming marathons.
Yeah.
But for that, I was saying that I think you are better at games that don't have distractions. And I think maybe, like in real life, you're perhaps better at coming to, I don't know what it's called. Like, you're looking at things realistically,
Okay.
And I'm better at looking at things abstractly. So when there's a lot of distractions, I can, like, conjure up this imaginative thought process to get what I need to get to win the game, Yeah. When there's no distractions, I'm like,
I would argue that this game does have distractions because you have those, like, bonus tiles that are out there, and I could just be trying to grab, here's a 3.1, here's a 2.1, but meanwhile, you're sectioning off this whole area of the board that's going to be worth, like, 20 points at the end of the game.
Oh, see, I don't pay attention to those.
The little point bonuses?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta grab them. I'm like a little rat going through and picking it up.
You are like a little rat. Mike's always like, get Dave a hamster. And I'm just like, no, I'm not gonna give a hamster.
I can't wait for that. But so I love this game for so many reasons. And you mentioned 4-minute round. I just looked at our average playtime, 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. And this game is so easy to learn and teach, but I feel like each time we play it, I gain more appreciation for such a simple design that allows you to experiment with different kinds of play styles. Because you just mentioned like 3 different ways you try to play the game. And I've played where I just go around and try to collect the bonuses, but I've also played more strategically where I try to block off certain sections, or I'll try to get the longest caravan. Each time I'll count however many you have and try to do one more than that. You can go with like this pretty aggressive approach where I just kind of chase after you and try to corner you in a spot so you can do that. And it starts out kind of as there's all these little skirmishes around the board. Like, oh, you're doing your purples over there? Well, I'm going to go over and try to get close to you because you can't go within one hex of another caravan of the same color. Or I'm going to use these 2 colors to try to like block you off over here. Oh, but now there's other area of the board that nobody's touched. I'm going to go over and try to like grab these over here. And it's a super quick game that starts with these little skirmishes, but then it progresses to this point where the board is filled with these beautiful pastel-looking camels, and it gets to the point where you're now looking around the board and thinking, where would get me the most points for placing these 2 camels? Like this one, if I place one more here, I'll have the majority there, or maybe I can make a quick cross across the river over here and get the 5-point token, and you're at the very end of the game trying to eke out as many points as you possibly can. And I love anytime a game has that distinct feel where the beginning of the game feels a lot different than the end. And this is one that really gives me that feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
You're definitely good at this game.
Yeah, you're definitely good at this game. I just don't know what it is about this game.
Well, I thought what was funny is we had this set up and it's so fast that we started using this as a starting player determiner for the other game that we're playing, the larger game.
Yeah.
And, which we'll talk about in a second. But we had this out and we were like, hey, for starting player, let's just knock out a quick round. The winner gets to be the starting player for the other one. So.
And I did win. Yeah, I had a win in there.
For Through the Desert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I also feel like Through the Desert was, I don't know why, but when we first talked about it, I saw the box. I saw that it was the desert, and I still said dessert. And I still have issues spelling between those two.
Well, we just call it Through the Desert now as a joke.
Yeah, as a joke.
That's just the name of the game for us.
Yeah.
So the question is, after 20 plays, will this be crowned by the court's laughter and bestowed upon the jester's shelf, or will it be excused from the court with a polite bow?
You can hang on the shelf with us.
Bless the shelf.
I always forget you're going to say that. I feel like you switch out where you're saying that, too.
I don't know. It comes and goes, but I had a lot of fun with that, so thank you for playing with me.
Yes.
And we should give some updates about our Jester's Gambit game, or the game that's facing the trials of the Jester's Gambit, which is a feast for Odin.
Yes.
So we've played this game a few times now, so we have had a chance to decide if this would be one that would continue on and we would complete the 10x10 challenge of. So after your first few plays, how do you feel at this point?
Yeah, we can play it. That's good. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah. You're like, you don't sound enthused. And I'm like, I don't know, because I don't know what it is to do yet.
A lot to explore, I will say that. And we will have a full feature episode of A Feast for Odin once we're finished with it.
Good news for anybody who's a previous season listener. It starts with my first impressions, the first play, and then it dives into the additional plays, which will either be exactly 9 to equal 10, or maybe 9 or more, depending on if there's still things we want to explore about the game.
Yeah, all within one episode. So.
Yeah. We're keeping that for you, so you don't have to go searching for it.
But it is a pretty large game. You know, we'll see how long this takes for us to get through, but I'm pretty excited to see what I can discover about this game, because after a few plays, I'm like you, I'm like, okay, I feel like there's a lot here. I feel like I'm a little in the fog on this one, but I'm curious. Let's keep this going. So thank you for taking all of those journeys with me this week.
Yes, and thank you for taking the journey with me as well. And thank you so much for listening to us this week. I just kind of wanted to give a shout out and individual give us like a little noble tip, which is super cool. So I don't know if you go on our bio site, which is just the link in our Instagram bio and our YouTube, and on Spotify, it's in the description or not, but you can either go to the Koi-Fi or on there's like a tip thing, and I just kind of put it up there, and somebody gave us a tip. So here's your
so nice.
Huzzah. Are you ready, Dave? 1, 2, 3, huzzah!
Huzzah!
Thank you. So if you want a huzzah, feel free to go over there. But either way, we're still grateful that you listened in general.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you.
I just wanted to add a cool huzzah, because every time you go to Renaissance fairs and stuff like that, they're like, huzzah the tipper, and then everyone's like, huzzah! So then depending on whatever that amount is, we'll give you that many huzzahs, so please don't. If you want to check out photos of Lupin, Dave and I, games we're playing, past games, future games, that will be on our Instagram. Our Instagram is thedicejesters. And then finally, we are on Patreon if you want to listen to Dave's personal side quest about the games. I honestly haven't listened to those just because I'm scared to.
I'm scared to.
I'm scared to.
All the secrets.
That's
the
all
Dave
the secrets.
Diaries.
The Dave Diaries.
Mm-hmm.
Those are on our Patreon. There's some behind the scenes of me and Lupin, just because I absolutely adore my cat, and so I make little songs up for him. That can be found on our Patreon as well as a side quest. Yeah, it's very factual. He has a song for everything he does. An eating song, a nap song, a cuddling song. I just got home from work song. But there's also side quest on there, so we do things other than board games, which I know, where do we find the time? Yeah. But we do things outside of it, and so we post those in side quests. And then of course there is an album for just kind of my Renaissance attire that I've had throughout the years, if that's something that interests you. If not, that's cool too. You do you. So Please be sure to join us next week here on Dice Jesters. And as always, play games with the ones you love.